Producing over 500 hours per week of talk radio, GCN Live is a world leader in talk radio. Archives for the following program can be found at gcnlive.com.
What is up? Good morning and greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. No doctors required, no drugs required, no insurance companies required. It does it on its own, and it may seem like a miracle, but it is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. Our number on The Bright Side today and every day is 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261. If you want to get on, give us a call at 855-660-4261 today. Try to do it early. We have a guest coming on in our in the bottom of the hour, at the bottom of the hour. So we'll take our calls, our phone calls, in the second segment. 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on The Bright Side, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com. brightsideben.com. We've got a shopping cart with all the longevity products up. And you can also click on the Join the Team link if you want to start a longevity business, earn yourself some thank you checks, make some money selling longevity products, and help spread the word about how important and how powerful and how effective a good nutritional supplement program can be. I've seen the results from the longevity products personally for the last 17 years, and quite dramatically in the last 5 or 10 years, people losing hundreds of pounds, literally 150 pounds, 120 pounds, 110 pounds. People getting off their medications, eliminating their walkers, not having surgeries, getting off all their prescription drugs, or at least weaning themselves off their prescription drugs just by getting on the longevity products. If you want more information, click on the Join the Team link. Somebody will get back to you, or you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Okay. We're talking beta-glucan and the immune system. Later on, we're going to talk a little bit about zinc in the immune system. Beta-glucan has so many benefits to this stuff. I've been using it in my skincare products now since the early 1990s as a sun protection ingredient. It's not a sunscreen or a sunblock, but it does boost the skin's immune system. The skin, you can put it right on wounds. There's lots of literature that talks about it being very effective for wound healing. It's good for infections, to prevent infections, to help heal infections. And on top of everything else, beta-glucan is a wonderful way, using beta-glucan is a wonderful way to lower blood cholesterol. Lots of literature that talks about using beta-glucan, the various forms of beta-glucan to help lower blood cholesterol and blood fats, non-toxic, of course, not like statin drugs, not like the medical model. You get beta-glucan either supplementally. Longevity has purchased a company that will, hopefully in the next 30 days, 60 days or so, real soon, you'll be able to purchase beta-glucan products from Longevity. In the meantime, vegetables are going to be a great source of beta-glucan. Mushrooms are a good source of beta-glucan. Yeast, nutritional yeast, brewer's yeast, which is a great supplement on its own, also is a good source of beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is also great for your liver. The liver is a key player in detox, a key player in immunity, and a key player in prostaglandins. We've been talking about prostaglandins here, and we're going to finish up talking about prostaglandins probably by the end of the week. In the meantime, you can use beta-glucan to boost prostaglandins. Prostaglandins themselves are antiviral, anti-flu, anti-shingles, ultimate EFAs, people. Get yourself on the ultimate EFAs, ultimate EFA Plus. Prostaglandins are a type of activated essential fatty acid, as we said before. Anyway, beta-glucan for the liver. The liver is probably the most important single structure for the immune system and for keeping, for infections, for helping the body fight microbes and pathogens and viruses, etc., for Ebola protection. Keeping your liver healthy is a major Ebola antiviral strategy and an anti-cancer strategy as well. There's lots of nutrients that are important for the liver in addition to beta-glucan. Selenium, the ultimate selenium is great for the liver. Same with vitamin A, same with vitamin E, same with the ultimate EFAs. But of all the nutrients that play a role in the health of the liver, none is more important than plain old, inexpensive zinc. I love this stuff, zinc. Now, I'm not saying that zinc is the end-all and be-all for the liver, but there's no other nutrient that's more important than zinc when it comes to liver health. Zinc is stored in large quantities in the liver. It's a key player in detoxification enzyme reactions that take place in the liver. It's important for keeping the liver itself, the organ, the liver, protected from stresses, especially the stress of alcohol. If you're drinking a lot of alcohol, if you have a binge drinking evening, make sure you're using zinc before you go out drinking. And then after you go out drinking, you can help protect yourself from a hangover. If you take 50 milligrams of zinc a day on a regular basis, you may not even get hangovers. In fact, zinc is actually a key ingredient in a lot of hangover remedy products. Zinc is also protective against liver poisoning, and zinc can protect the liver from the toxic burden of drugs, pharmaceuticals, and other poisons, food additives, drink additives. I'm not talking here about side effects from prescription drugs. I'm talking about just the work the liver has to do to detoxify itself from prescription drugs can be upregulated or improved by making sure that you're using 50 milligrams of zinc a day, zinc picolinate a day. That's the best form of zinc. I don't like the cheapo Walgreens kind of zinc, zinc sulfate, zinc gluconate. If you've ever taken zinc and ended up with a tummy ache, and now you think you don't want to take zinc anymore because it hurts your stomach, it's probably the wrong kind of zinc. High doses of zinc sulfate and zinc gluconate can indeed cause some stomach distress. Personally, I like zinc picolinate and also zinc monomethionine. Those are a little bit pricier forms of zinc, but in my opinion, they're a little bit better, a little bit easier to absorb. And if you've had a history of stomach or digestive distress from your zinc, chances are you're using sulfate or gluconate, and get yourself on the picolinate, and you'll notice that you don't have as much digestive distress. If you're one of those people out there with hepatitis C, and a lot of folks have hep C, you should know that zinc can be important for mitigating the symptoms of hepatitis C and improving the prognosis of hepatitis C. Don't waste your money on crazy $1,000 a pill medications. Don't waste your time going to a doctor who can do absolutely nothing for hepatitis C. Protect your liver, correct digestive problems, stay off of prescription drugs. How ironic is it that they give a liver toxic drug to help with liver disease, with liver poisoning or liver inflammation, which is what hepatitis is. So you get a drug for your hepatitis, which is hepatitis means an inflamed liver. So you get a drug for an inflamed liver that the liver has to that increases the work that the liver has to do. How intelligent is that, doctor? Ask your doctor how brilliant that is. If you have hep C, chances are you're deficient in zinc. And anyway, chances are you're deficient in zinc even if you don't have hepatitis C. We're all deficient in zinc. By the way, zinc and sugar metabolism go together. So the more sugar you're eating, and that includes bread, of course, and pasta, and rice, and potatoes, and fruit juice, etc., the more zinc you need, and the more zinc, the more likely you are to be experiencing zinc deficiency. Zinc is part of the insulin molecule. So if you're cranking out a lot of insulin and you're not replacing your zinc, there's a pretty darn good chance that you're going to be deficient in zinc. You guys, can you see what's happening here? How much of our diabetes epidemic and our hepatitis epidemic and our fatty liver disease epidemic and our toxification epidemic and our epidemic, which seem to be endless, are nothing more than the signs of deficiencies, nutritional deficiencies. Oh, by the way, zinc's an antidepressant. So if you're eating a lot of sugar and you're burning through zinc and you're not replacing your zinc and then you're depressed, You think it's possible? Maybe you're dealing with a zinc deficiency issue? $3, $3 a month for zinc. That's how much it costs, 10 cents a day to make sure you're getting enough zinc. And always balance your zinc and copper. 50 milligrams a day of zinc with 2 to 4 milligrams of copper. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 855-660-4261 is our number. We're going to take your calls when we come back from our break. You're listening to The Bright Side. Don't go away.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
All right, we are back on The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about zinc. I'll tell you about a really neat topical form of zinc that everybody knows about, but not that many people realize that it's zinc. And you've probably used it if you have poison ivy or some kind of rash. Zinc is just ridiculously important for the skin. It's important for so many different things in the body. Deficiencies are common, basically because of the soils. Soil deficiencies in zinc have been known about since the early 20th century. If you're not supplementing with zinc, the chances are pretty good you're deficient in this stuff. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about the skin benefits of zinc. It's stored in the skin. If you cut yourself or burn yourself or have some kind of topical trauma, zinc is actually mobilized to the area to help improve the production of collagen. Zinc's involved in collagen production. Zinc is also important if you have acne. Zinc is also important for anti-itching. So many benefits to this stuff. Zinc deficiencies are just one of the more tragic of all nutritional deficiencies. In any case, we'll continue this discussion tomorrow on The Bright Side. Time to hit our phones, 855-660-4261. Also want to remind you, if you're in the upstate New York area, to check out, to come to Olean, check out my talk for Jonathan Smith. I'll be doing that next Tuesday, the 21st. We're going to have Jonathan on here in a little bit, and he'll be talking, giving us a little bit of the 411 on the event. Tuesday, the 21st in Olean, New York, 7 p.m. If you're in the upstate New York area or upstate Pennsylvania area, I'd love to see you out there. Okay, 855-660-4261. We got a guest coming on the bottom of the hour. Now's the time to get on board if you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs or the longevity products. If you want to get off your meds and get on a nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that as well. Linda in New York, what's going on? Welcome to The Bright Side.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I got a question for you. I just started my Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and my Selenium, V-Radical, Cell Shield, and Mortalium.
Okay.
I'm just starting it today.
Okay.
I have to take an aspirin due to a surgical procedure that I had done 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
The aspirin's 325 mg. That's one a day.
All right.
And I was wondering, where can I fit this aspirin in? Morning.
It doesn't really matter. That's somewhat benign, the aspirin. What are they taking to keep you from to keep your blood moving, to keep your blood thin? What's the purpose? Yeah. You know what? You may not even need the aspirin once you get on a nutritional supplement program. Blood clotting is a sign of a body in distress. It's part of the generic emergency response system. So if you've had a procedure, which you're saying is a procedure, any surgical procedure, the body interprets that as a big-time emergency. It doesn't know you're in the operating room. It thinks you're being eaten by a tiger, so it's going to clot your blood. Blood clotting is a classic sign of a body in duress. It's a classic sign of an emergency. So using nutritional supplements are one way to calm the body down. Nutritional deficiencies themselves can be interpreted as an emergency. So can lack of oxygen, so-called hypoxia or anoxia, which means low blood oxygen. That's also an emergency. Emotional emergencies. Mental emergencies, stresses of all kinds will clot the blood, including stress. Your doctor probably didn't tell you that because he probably doesn't know this because he's a doctor, and that's not what they do. They just cut and they drug. That's not their job to understand biochemistry. That's our job. You have a body, I have a body. We need to understand our biochemistry. So, Linda, the aspirin is a way that that the medical model overrides the body's stress response. If you override the body's stress response yourself, or by not going to stress the first place, you may not even need the aspirin. Tell that to your doctor, okay? See if he knows that. He probably doesn't know it, but just tell him. Say, Doc, isn't blood coagulation a sign that the body is trying to defend itself from something? He'll go, well, I didn't know that. That makes sense. Say, Doctor, isn't it true that coagulation of the blood is a defense mechanism to keep the blood from hemorrhaging? And he'll go, I didn't know that, but that makes sense. And you say, Doctor, isn't it true that if I got on a nutritional supplement program and I relaxed and I activated my parasympathetic nervous system and I deep breathe and I got enough oxygen in my blood, that maybe my blood wouldn't be clotting? And go, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So don't wait for your doctor's approval, Linda. Just use common sense. If you understand that the clotting response is a sign of emergency, you'll also understand that removing emergency or calming the body down will naturally thin the blood. So how do you calm the body down? As I say, mental and emotional strategies for sure. Deep breathing techniques, probably the best. And getting on a nutritional supplement program can work. You may find that once you're on the healthy brain and body pack for a little bit, you may not even need the aspirin, or at least you can reduce your dose of the aspirin. Keep in mind, one of the leading causes of death from drugs is from plain old aspirin. Yes, I know aspirin is generally non-toxic, or gentle anyway. I won't say non-toxic, but gentle for a drug. Yes, I know aspirin has wonderful benefits, but at the same time, it is one of the leading causes of drug-induced deaths and drug-induced injury. So it's not just plain old aspirin, even though we call it plain old aspirin. On the other hand, vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids, good nutrition, oxygen, relaxing, activating the relaxation nervous system by using hot water, immersion therapy, hot baths, all the strategies we talk about are natural, non-toxic, gentle ways to thin the blood. That's a long-winded answer, but I hope I helped you out, Linda. And good luck with the healthy brain and body pack. Appreciate your call. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I hope I see an Olean.
You hope what? Oh, I'd love to see you in Olean. Please come out. Thank you so much I appreciate that. Thanks for reminding me. All right, I'm going to move on, Linda. Got a couple more calls I want to get. Thank you for your call. Trevor in Texas, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Yes, hello. I really enjoy your show, and I think you're the best at what you do. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I'm sort of like a mental patient, and I'm supposed to be paranoid schizophrenia, but I don't have any of those kind of symptoms at all. I have problems resting. I've been on L'Occitane, the generic form of L'Occitane, for probably about 33 years.
Oh my goodness, Trevor. Do you have any movement? Are you jittery? You have movement disorders at all? You have that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, Trevor? You got some really interesting things to say, and I want to help. When I answer your question, we're going to help a lot of people. But I only have about a minute or two, and so I can't give you the amount of time that I want. I wonder if I could get you to call me tomorrow, and I'll put you first up on the. I wanted to
know about the book that you talked about, gut and something, and it's
called the GAPS diet, or it's called the Gut and Psychology Syndrome, Gut and Psychology Syndrome, and the author of the book is Natasha Kinsky Campbell. I'm sorry, I apologize. I just grabbed the book here. It's Natasha Campbell McBride. Natasha Campbell McBride, and the name of the book is Gut and Psychology Syndrome. And anybody with schizophrenia or been diagnosed with schizophrenia, autism, dyslexia, ADD, you got to read this book. It is one of the best explanations of the relationship between the diet, probiotics, good bacteria, and mental health. But Trevor, I got a lot of ideas for you. I'm just flat out. We got a guest coming in the bottom of the hour, and I can't answer all your questions, but they're very important, and I want to help you out, and I can help you out. Can I get you to call back tomorrow, Trevor?
There's a problem tomorrow. I have to go to the doctor tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Well, whenever you can call back, I'd love to help you, and we can help a lot.
I'll try to call Friday.
That'd be great. I'll put you first up, buddy, because you and I together can help a lot of people. Okay? I got to move. That's the commercial break, buddy. I'm sorry, Trevor, but please call back when you can. And as soon as I see you up there, I'll get you first up, and then we'll help some folks with schizophrenia and diet, the diet and schizophrenia. All right, we're coming back with our guest, Kip Tyndall of the Container Store at the bottom of the hour. Hang tight. You're going to want to hear what Kip has to say. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
All right, welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart with all the longevity products and join the team link if you want to join the Bright Side Ben team. Well, I'm thrilled and honored to have our next guest on the program. Kip Tindall is entrepreneur extraordinaire, started an amazing company, which he'll tell you about. And not only did he start an amazing company, but he's also dedicated to a lot of the ideas that we talk about here on The Bright Side: giving back, being a good person, helping out, making a difference in the world. All the things that we're about here on The Bright Side are all the things that the Longevity is about as well. Kip has done it with an amazing retail operation called The Container Store, which most of you have heard of, and he has a new book out called Uncontainable, and he's going to talk a little bit about some of his business philosophies, which fall right into line with everything we talk about here on The Bright Side. I had a little brief conversation with Kip during our break, and I'm thrilled to present Kip Tindall to The Bright Side. Welcome, Kip. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. I love your program and proud to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for coming on. Hey, there's so much to talk about. We only have about 10 or 15 minutes to talk to you. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about just a couple of the ideas that distinguish the Container Store from, I don't want to say all, but certainly most other mass market retail kinds of operations. What is it that's special about the Container Store?
Well, and that's really what the book is about. The book, Uncontainable, how passion and commitment and conscious capitalism built a business where everyone thrives. The Container Store is we call it a quirky, yummy culture, an employee-first culture. It's pretty simple, really. If you take better care of your employees than anybody else, I mean, if you really take better care of them than anybody else, they really and truly will take better care of the customer than anybody else. And if those two people are ecstatic, I mean, your shareholders are going to be ecstatic. You know, the community's going to be ecstatic because you do so well, you're able to do a lot for the community. We really are trying to create a business where everyone thrives. We don't myopically just focus on the shareholder. Ironically enough, the best way to take care of the shareholder is to focus first and foremost on the employee, because they're the ones that deal with your vendors, they're the ones that deal with your customers, etc.
Did you start the store with this philosophy, or did it evolve over time?
Yeah, it certainly has evolved over time, but we were really adamant about this, from the very first. I was, young, idealistic kid, just loved philosophy. I wanted to major in philosophy in college, but my dad wouldn't let me. He said, if you major in philosophy, you got to pay your own way. So I majored in English, which is the same thing.
Close enough, yeah.
But it's 1 equals 3 is so fun because people want to work with people that they think are great. So we say, look, 1 equals 3 is an understatement. You're 20 or 50 times better at a lot of things than I am, but just the concept that if someone's 3 times as good as someone else, hire that person, pay them well, train them well, and then the other people that get to work with them are delighted with them because, who wants to work with people that are not engaged and not particularly good at what they want to do? So 1 equals 3 is one of those foundation principles that the company is founded on that we talk about.
You up everybody's game. You up everybody's game that way. So I noticed that you registered the term conscious capitalism. Is that you own the trademark on that? Is that correct?
No, we don't. I'm actually on the board of a group called Conscious Capitalism, and it's something that I'm very passionate to spreading the word on. Crazily enough, the founder and CEO, the co-founder and co-CEO of Whole Foods, John Mackey.
He's from Boulder, I think. He's a Boulderite.
Yeah, he lives in Boulder and also Austin, where Whole Foods is based. He's really passionate about it, too. And amazingly, he and I were college roommates at University of Texas in Austin years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then we both went off and started these conscious capitalist retail companies. And what's funny is, that's sure as heck not what we talked about when we were in school, right? That's not what we talked about.
Not even a little bit? Not even a little bit?
Maybe a little bit. But, there were other things a lot more interesting, like girls and those kinds of distractions. And so, but we did go out and create 2 businesses that really have the same business philosophy. I mean, almost identical business philosophy. We don't always agree on politics or a lot of other things, but we certainly agree on business philosophy, like communication is leadership. Leadership is communication. That's what it is. And so customers and employees are longing for transparency. That's what they want. And I like to choose friends and employees the same way based on how transparent they are. I just don't think, I think life's too short for people that are opaque.
Deceit. You equate opaqueness with deceit or dishonesty?
Or just operating on a need-to-know basis. I think that type of behavior is mostly driven by deep-seated insecurities, which can be a really bad thing. And so I also think a business that nurtures and develops and allows people to be exactly who they are and be the best they can be reduces those insecurities and allows people to be. It's all kind of like Maslow's hierarchy of need. The higher you are on Maslow's hierarchy of need, the better you can be to the people around you and your company and that type of thing. So companies, I think, have a responsibility to nurture and develop employees so that they lose their insecurities, they become modestly self-confident, and then they can do better for their business, the co-workers, the customers, et cetera.
Now, we have, a lot of our listeners here are involved in network marketing, multi-level marketing. I don't know if you're familiar with it. How does some of your fundamental principles of selling, for example, you have this concept you call man in the desert selling. How can somebody who's doing a multi-level marketing or a network marketing kind of business, entrepreneurs who are operating on a multi-level framework, how can they apply man in the desert selling, for example?
Well, that's an important one, and at the Container Store we sell solutions, not items. We have these great, really well-paid, really well-trained people that are spending a lot of time with you, and you wind up buying 12 things to organize your toy storage area. So that's a solution to something that's been bugging you forever, not just one item. But man in the desert, what most people in sales positions, be it retail or any sales positions, are really deep down worried about is they want to get through life without ever being accused of being a pushy salesperson. So as a result, they usually wind up underselling or wimping out or not really giving the customer what she needs and wants and deserves because they're kind of afraid of doing too much, and so they do too little. We're trying to get what we call the customer dance. We want you to where you go in your closet that we've organized for you. You love it so much that you do a little dance. You're so excited about it. You don't get the customer dance if you're worried about being seen as pushy. You're incomplete. So the man in the desert, what do you do when you see the man in the desert? You go out and give him a glass of water, and then you pat yourself on the back for thinking that you've done something great. But actually, you can bring him into your oasis, and you can give him aloe vera and food and call home to tell his family he's okay. You're intuiting his needs and really thrilling the guy, really helping him in the true sense of the word, not selling him more than he wants, helping him in the true sense of the word. That actually puts the moral imperative, if you will, on selling rather than not selling. It makes selling a good thing. So you owe it. You're
holding out in a way. If you don't sell them, you're actually holding out. It's not unfair in a way. Hey, Kip, thanks so much for joining us. I know you gotta go. I appreciate the brief time you spent with us. The book is Uncontainable. Kip Tyndall, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Kip. Hopefully we'll get you on another time sometime soon. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. We've got a shopping cart up at brightsideben.com with all the longevity products, including the new Beyond Organic products and the new Restart Your Life products. The beta-glucan products, I'm not actually sure that they're in stock yet, but they're all, you can find them all up at brightsideben.com, including the Healthy Start Pack and the Healthy Brain and Digestion Pack, all the healthy packs. You can also find the Join the Team link up at brightsideben.com if you want to help me in my mission to educate the world about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be. For you guys in the Olean, New York, upstate New York area, I am going to be doing a talk from my friend Jonathan Smith this Tuesday, the 21st of October at well, I'll let Jonathan tell you because he's on the line. Jonathan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, Ben? What's going on?
Good to talk to you, and I am very excited to see you again. I guess I haven't seen you for what? It's been 2 years, probably?
About two and a half years. It's
2.5 years.
2012, right?
I've known, just let me tell the listeners here real quick, Jonathan, then we'll let you talk about your event. I've known Jonathan now for going on 4 years, I think. I met Jonathan right after I started doing The Bright Side, and I was really impressed by his passion to help people and by his knowledge as well. Jonathan was actually transcribing my shows before I even asked him to do anything. Jonathan was transcribing my shows on his own, and he's been writing a lot of stuff for me. I've gotten to know him real well, and I'm very excited to be doing an event for Jonathan this coming Tuesday. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen, Jonathan, this Tuesday, October 21st.
Well, just real quick background. When I moved out here about 2 years ago, and I started doing fitness training with people, and I've just found that the people that are most attracted to my training are people who are maybe on the older side. They're not feeling so good. They're not really looking very good. They're not feeling up to speed, and a lot of them are really just shackled to medications. They're living from one doctor visit to another. And it's just a common thing that I've noticed. And so, of course, having listened to your show for so many years by now and becoming pretty well versed in your outlook and your approach to health and fitness is obviously a carryover. I've brought that message to my clients, and I've brought them into the world of longevity products, and it's done a lot for them. A lot of women are reporting that they're not feeling hot flashes anymore. They're feeling better. The men are losing weight. The women are losing weight. They're just feeling better all around. And again, my message to them is, look, let's try to get you to better take care of your body, so that maybe eventually you're not going to need the meds. I've had people get off of meds, so it's been really, really successful, and it's just sad that there's so few people around that know how to take care of themselves properly. So, teaming up with you, we're going to have this seminar on Tuesday that is really just going to be meant to bring to people's attention that they have non-toxic solutions to take control of their health, and to take control of the aging process and reverse the disease process as well. And so it's going to be just a seminar to have the people understand what their options are, and really just get them enthusiastic about being healthy, and understand that there is health out there for them, and that they're not destined to be enslaved by their pharmacy regimen, or they're just feeling not so good.
The medical model. We call it the medical.
Sir.
Yes, being enslaved by the medical model. So how do you use the longevity products in your practice? I call it a practice. I assume that's what you call it as well. You're a trainer, but I assume it's kind of like a practice. How do you use the longevity products?
Well, what I do is, at first, I just get them into the physical fitness thing, because a lot of times people are just not doing anything. And then eventually, once they start feeling better, they're feeling a little more energetic, or maybe starting to feel a little more hardened from the muscle tone they're gaining, then I start to introduce the different products, especially the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is tasty and easy. And sometimes I'll even give them some samples, and they always come back and say, wow, this is great stuff. And so I always start with the BTT, and then eventually, especially for the older folks who are looking to take control of their health at the hormone level and at deeper levels, more than just the surface, then we get them into the EFAs. And I'm always remembering back to you're saying the minimum wage of nutrition, which is going to be the BTT, the Healthy Start Pack,
Healthy Start Pack,
and the essential fat capsules, especially, and then in the probiotics. So even just if they stop there, they're all reporting really good results, and they just feel better. They're coming to the sessions more energetically. They're losing weight. It all happens automatically, and the thing that they're all saying is, wow, it was so easy, especially with the help of the BTT and the the appetite suppression effects that they enjoy on the side, in addition to all the other stuff that they get. So, and then just losing the weight, feeling better. So, I introduce it gradually after they're already up and running, and they will almost invariably stay with it, because 2 + 2 is 4. They know that's the results are coming from this expansion of their nutritional horizons.
Now you were into nutritional supplementation before longevity, correct?
Not so much. It was actually after I heard you on the Alex Jones show. I was getting colds left and right where I had never had them before, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I didn't really do too much supplementation, actually, until I heard about your message of that we're not sick, we're starving, and it just made perfect sense. And so I actually started supplementing clearly as I was inspired by you. I used to shun supplementation up until about Yeah, until October of 2011 when I started listening to your show. So, yeah, you really got me into that. I didn't really give much mind to it beforehand.
So what would you tell somebody who's listening out there and they're like, well, I'm just going to eat my food. My doctor didn't tell me about supplements. I think that pharmacist guy, he's crazy. What would you tell them if they're complete naysayers about nutritional supplementation? What would be your message to them?
Well, I say to them this. I say, look, you're eating McDonald's. You're eating Tim Hortons. You're, having this and that food. You're not feeling so good. Do you think your body's going to reconstitute itself properly out of the foods you're eating? You think your egg and cheese McMuffin is going to become a healthy cell or just like you say yourself that, if you're eating pizza and M&Ms, well, your cell membranes are going to be made out of pizza grease and M&Ms, and that usually hits home for them, and I say, look, you need more of the good stuff and you need to unload yourself of the bad stuff. At the very least, I think it's easier to add things to the regimen than it is to subtract foods they love. So I say, let's start off by just trying some supplements. See how you feel. You'll feel better instantaneously. I look them right in the eye and say, I guarantee you, you're going to feel better. And I don't say it with any flinching either because I already know it's true. Just like the sun rises every day, I know that they get on these supplements and they add these to even if they don't subtract what they do love, they'll still feel better. So that's usually the tack I take. And they're willing to, especially with the samples, they're willing to give it a shot. And they always come back for more. How could you not get better? Once you understand the logic of it, how your body runs on these things, how could you not get better if you're nutritionally deficient? You're absolutely 100%, it's a must. It can't not happen. So how about... And you can look at someone and they're nutritionally deficient just by looking at them. You can tell by looking. In the business, absolutely. Yes, especially if they're overweight. And, just like you said, something is off about their biochemistry. You can just tell by looking at them. Correct. Bam. You've been doing it for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the more you see people, the more data you get, the more sample points you get, the more clients you observe visually, the more you notice that there's some commonalities that nutritional deficiencies appear as. Skin doesn't look as good, the body doesn't look as good, there's weight problems. All of these are hair problems. There's all these manifestations of nutritional deficiencies that are visually observable, and likewise, there's all these reversals that take place right in front of your eyes almost. More energy, weight loss. Weight loss is my favorite. How many times have you seen people lose weight and not even try once they're on the supplements? That's the thing. I tell people, look, you don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to sit there and pine for your next meal. It doesn't have to be that way. And that usually gets people's eyes lighting up because they equate losing weight with suffering. What's the misery? They have to go through for that. No, and I say, look, we're looking to settle on a sustainable program, and it's going to include supplements. And you're simply not going to want to eat. You're going to be fine. And they don't believe me, but I said, look, let's take the plunge. And that's why I have retention because they get success. That's great. Now, what would you tell somebody who's on the fence about longevity? I don't know if I really am a businessman. I don't know if I really want to do it. What would you tell somebody? You're saying a person... on the fence about joining up, about signing up. They're thinking, well, I don't know if I want to participate in a multi-level. I don't know if I want to be a businessman. I'm just going to take the products. What would you tell people about the business side of things? Well, I set things up. The first thing I tell people rather soon is, I'm very simple, and I don't really buy into anything that I'm not interested in. It's hard to sell stuff to me, and so I treat everybody else like that. Like I don't do the hard sell. I say, I just don't really get into anything. But I do take these things and I stand by it, and then you'll see down the line as you get results with me that you can sign up and get on board because I'm very discerning about that, and you're going to see after you see the product quality. You're going to see that it's worth your while and that, signing up is in your interest because then you can turn around and go to the next person and say, okay, you can sell that to them too because you've gotten the results and you have the conviction as you tell them what's going on and they're going to believe that. So, it's really a matter of conviction and being discerning and treating people. Jonathan, I gotta cut you off. We're out of time. It's the event is October 21st in Olean, New York on State Street. Was it 701? What's the address again, real quick? Jonathan? Yes, sir. Real quick. What's the address? Got about 10 seconds. 401 East State Street in Olean, New York. Hope to see you out there. Thanks for being on, Jonathan. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to you all later, folks. Have a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.